welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and today we're going to do a full face of first impressions. I have a whole box here. Get out of the bag so it wouldn't be so noisy and give all this stuff a good try. I don't have brows. I was going to grab a new brow product, Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Pomade, but I don't really like pomade, so I was like, why do that? And then also, I don't know, I did grab a concealer. There was one more thing. Oh, and mascara. I don't have a new mascara or lashes, anything, but the rest of it is all new to me. Maybe not be completely brand new in the market, but a lot of it is also. So yesterday I went to the grocery store, and if you don't already know, that is literally the only place to buy makeup is at Walmart, which is like a half an hour from me. So I've never even bought like an eyeshadow palette in person. I have to order everything online. And I went there and they actually had a whole, like, they were stocked with all, not all, but a lot of new products. So I kind of went through and picked out stuff that was new and then stuff that I've been wanting to try anyways, and got a whole haul here. Also, I want to show you guys, I just uploaded my beauty room transformation video and I've already made a change. I found these at Walmart yesterday. This is in the office supply section and they were like $9 for this little 2-drawer thing. They are pretty deep. That has been like what I was wanting. I didn't want the classic like white drawers. I wanted something black and not to be like super dark or anything. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. Found those in the office supply section. They also have like a light like aqua seafoam greeny kind of color in there as well. So if you need some sort of organization, go pick these up. I grabbed 2 of them. Your Walmart might be already ahead of me and might already have them and sold out, but I thought that was an awesome little thing. Like that's what I was looking for pretty much. Let me show you guys what I got here. All right, let's just start on the eyes. So I don't know if this is new or not, but I looked on their Instagram and I didn't see it yet, so maybe it is new, but this is the Profusion Festival palette. Sorry, kind of blending you guys. And I thought I would give this a try. I have tried Profusion, but I actually haven't tried any of their eyeshadows yet. And I'm just going to prime my eyes with the concealer I'm using, which might not really go with our foundation, but we'll see. Okay, so I have not tried this, but I did buy it. It's been probably a month now to try for a Quest to Conceal, so I will still do a Quest to Conceal video on this. This is just a first impression. In my Quest to Conceal, I kind of decided that I want to do a more review style video, so actually go through, wear a few times before I create the video, and then show you what I found is like the best way to wear it. So that's what I'm gonna do with that, but I figured I'd give this a shot today because it's been sitting here forever and I want to try it. So this is the Liquid Camouflage 12-Hour High Coverage Concealer. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes. This is not like super thick and creamy. It's kind of a thinner consistency, but it's still not runny. And that's what I like in a concealer. These creamier ones are just easy to work with. I opened up everything else, so I wouldn't have to be opening packaging except for this palette. So I did have Profusion palettes come to my Walmart around the holidays, like the Siennas and the chocolatey one in the metallics or something. They sold out so fast I didn't even get a chance to grab one. So it does come with a little plastic really stuck on there thing. Now there's glue on both sides of it. Oh, and it does have the names on the plastic. Actually, what I tend to do for names is I will just stick that, since there's still some glue on here. There, I just stick it on the top. See that? That way I still have the names up there. So I'm gonna give this a second to dry down. A lot of shades, I've been kind of going for like smaller palettes lately, but what I do like is these transition shades. A lot of the times transition shades are very warm tone, and they do have some like in the orange section, but the browns are kind of cooler. And I like that, so let's swatch some of these shimmery shades. So I want to swatch this Fanny Pack Purple. Let's do this shade Wavy down here. Let's try this green, which is Legendary, right down here. That's how they look on the fingers. Okay, so they're not like super foiled, but this purple, it's a little bit more pink than purple, has a little bit more pink reflect, and it is a little bit powdery. So I think I want to go for a like purple and like a seafoam green look today. So I'm just going to start with this shade Winning, and I'm actually just going to set my transition area with that. Okay, and then we're going to go into this like periwinkle shade here called Shell. Doing it right here. Okay, pretty light. I didn't do my hair because I wanted to try to get this whole video done before Kate woke up, but he is already up, so I took the chance to make myself some more coffee. And I have to say, these shadows blend really, really well. They're not like super pigmented, but they do have a good amount of pigment to them, so that makes them really easy to work with. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this shade down here called Champ, and I want to use that just to darken the crease. And I'm just gonna blend that back out with the purple shade. See, they do blend really well. I think that setting the concealer in the crease and transition area was a good idea, because it's really helping them blend. Now I want to go in with this teal shade right here, and it's called Hipster. Place that all over the lid. Let's blend out that crease. I have to say, that one you really have to build it up and really pack it on there. But I don't think I have any fallout, and it does build really nicely. So I don't have any makeup wipes in here right now, so I'm using my sweatpants to clean my brush. This shade right here is Wavy, and this shade right here is Geode. So I swatched those on my hand. So this one right here is Geode, and this one right here is Wavy. I think I want to go in with Geode and spray that, because I doubt it's going to go on. I'll try it with the finger first. Okay. That's actually going on. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of that on the brush and spray it and see if we can get it to be a little more like foiled, you know? I'm just using this Wet n Wild Rose 3-in-1 primer water. Okay, I don't think that changed a whole lot, but now I want to go over the top of that with a little bit of a fanny pack here, that first like shimmery purpley pink that we swatched. I'm going to place that just on the very center. I have like a weird clump of that pink. It's very like crumbly. It's soft, but it's crumbly. I don't know how well you can really tell the difference between those two colors. Up close you can, but not so much far away. Okay, I'm going to go back in and try to pack up that blue, because it looks like it's kind of starting to fade away, or that like aqua color. It's probably from me swiping this shimmer shade over the top. Okay, it's not quite doing what I want it to do, but I think if I were to do like a cut crease, it would. I mean, you can still see the purple and the blue, the difference, but they're just not, they don't have as much like dimension as I would like. They don't quite capture the light. It's just kind of like a little bit of reflectiveness, if you know what I mean. I'm going to go in with the shade that we used in the crease. I'm going to just deepen up the inner and outer corners. You know what, let's go ahead and try the black. This does have a little bit of like glitter in it, but in my experience in black, the glitter usually falls out. And I'm just dipping in very lightly and doing the very outer corner. I don't want to drag that over the blue at all, really. Okay, so that's, I think, where I'm going to stop. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye, and I will be right back. Okay, this is the other eye done, and I did do it differently. I actually did go ahead and cut the crease on this one, just because I wanted to see how it performed. So I'll zoom you guys in and kind of show you the difference. There's not like a whole lot of difference in the way the shimmers performed. They just don't layer on top of each other very well. You can really build it up. I kind of went in chunky with this one to get like more reflectiveness, but they just don't have the most dimension to them. They are pretty, they are a good shimmer, just don't layer them like I did. This one does have like more shimmer to it because it's not being laid over the matte. So I think that's the way to apply these if you would like to use the shimmers. Okay, but enough about the eyes. Let's move on. Next I'm going to go in with foundation, and what I actually picked up was the new Neutrogena Protect and Tint Tinted Moisturizer. Looks like this, and this is in the shade Ivory to Fair, so hopefully it's not too light. It could be too light, but I'm hoping, since the other one was light to medium, I'm definitely not closer to the medium scale right now, so let's hope this isn't too light. But since it is a tinted moisturizer, they kind of tend to be a little bit more forgiving. So what I've been doing lately is I do all my skincare at night, and then I'm not washing my face in the morning. I'm just going over it with a toner before I apply products, and I find that the foundation and concealer sit better on my skin right after a toner. Why is that so hard to say? So I don't know if this is like Rose Hip. It just says Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose Primer Water. So what I'm going to do is I actually have one of my little Shiseido cottons right here, and I'm going to spray it onto here and then kind of wipe over my face. I feel like that picks up any excess oils and stuff that might reject products. That's just kind of what's been working for me lately. Also pick up fallout. And I always go in one more time under my eyes really well. Kind of like patting, not really swiping, just to let it like soak up the product. Okay, and now we're ready for foundation. Or tinted moisturizer, I should say. I'm just going to squeeze some of this out down the back of my hand. Oh, I think I got too much. So far, I like the undertone of it. I'm going to blend it out with a brush, and then I'll go over it with a sponge, maybe. This might be too streaky for a brush. Did you see that? I think my sponge just picked up everything that was up there. Okay, let me zoom you guys in real quick. I tried to build up this side, and I don't know if you can tell what's going on here, but I tried to build it up and kind of like separated. Yeah, it started like, look at that. It's just kind of flaking off. Let me go rinse this off, make sure I don't have any other products left on my face. Then we'll try this again. Okay, so I wiped it all off. I think the best way to apply this, honestly, is with my hands, because the brush kind of makes it all streaky, and the sponge just kind of like soaked it up. The brush kind of left like a lot of texture on your skin, and again, this is like a tinted moisturizer, so I'm not expecting a whole lot of coverage, but I almost kind of feel like it did nothing really. I don't know. I mean, my pores look the same. I do like my like Neutrogena moisturizers. Ooh, okay. So it says Protect and Tint Sheer Formula with vitamins A, C, and E designed for natural looking coverage. So I see absolutely no coverage, which is okay. It is a, it's not even like really a BB cream. It's a tinted moisturizer. But looking at the ingredients, I do see sunscreen. Don't tend to really like sunscreen personally on my skin. I don't know. It's starting to look better. I feel like it's smoothing out and stuff as it's getting like soaked into my skin. I see no coverage. That's okay. I don't always wear coverage. I feel like it's adding a little bit of glow, but I mean, it's kind of nice. It feels good on the skin. Let me go ahead and do concealer, because there are a lot of days where I only wear concealer. So let me put my concealer on with this and see if it's something that I would pair together. Oh, also, we're going to set our concealer with the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. This is a huge tub. Look at this. Okay, this is the Maybelline Fit Me, and this is the Photo Focus. This is a big tub here. I got it in the shade, I think there was maybe 3 shades, I want to say. This is just in the shade Translucent. So I'm going to apply the concealer. This is going to look so silly, like absolutely no coverage and a bold eye. But I'm going to apply the concealer, and then I'll set it right away with the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus Powder. Why Wet n Wild? Why? Why do you have to make everything so difficult to open? I don't even have fingernails and I can't get this open. Okay, in the lid here, it looks really similar to the Maybelline Fit Me. Like the consistency of it and even like the color. I love how creamy this is. So far, I feel like this powder actually adds a lot of coverage. Okay, so far it's looking pretty good. Like I said, I do feel like it adds coverage. I don't think it's like completely translucent. It has kind of a yellowy undertone to it. But I mean, I'm liking it so far. It did smooth out my pores and everything. So what is this? You weren't invited. Let's go ahead and jump into blush, because this is the new Neutrogena Cheeky Wink. This is in the shade, yeah, just Cheeky Wink, so it's the Flush Blush. And I think this is a like a cream blush. Oh, no. No, it's not. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm going to powder some more. It looks like a kind of like a cream blush in the thing, but it's not. Even it has like a little bit of a, like a golden kind of, I don't know if that's an overspray, but like a little bit of a goldeny sheen to it. It's pretty pretty. Okay, just since this is kind of small, I'm going to use a little angled brush. I feel like I'm not getting a whole lot, maybe a little bit. Okay, I like this tone because I feel like it's very natural, which I know is kind of like Neutrogena's brand, but I'm not seeing really like the sheen to it, which is okay with me. Yeah, it's a very natural, like flushed tone, like they say. This is the Maybelline City Bronzer. I don't know if this is new or not, but I like the shade of it because I haven't been wearing bronzers lately because they've all of mine are too dark. And this is a nice tone bronzer. I think if you're like light fair to light skin. So I wanted to give this a try. Yeah, okay, I really like this. It doesn't have too much warmth to it. It's very light. And because I'm sure if you have really light skin, getting carried away with bronzer is like, it happens so quickly. So I feel like this one's really good because you don't have to be like as careful as you do with some of the other bronzers out there. So this is actually really good so far. I'll keep testing it out with different, like my actual foundation routine and stuff, and like update you guys on what I think. So far I'm liking it. I'm gonna add just a little bit of contour really quick. Okay, I did that a little backwards. I don't normally do blush and then bronzer and contour. I usually do it the opposite, but I think I got a little excited for that blush. Okay, now I'm going to, I think I'm going to try spraying my face with this. Actually, let me do my lower lash line. Okay, my camera cut me off, so I went ahead and did the lower lash line. I just took that teal shade, or that seafoamy green, all the way across the lower lash line, and then blended that purple on the outer corner. And then I went ahead and did mascara, so sticking with the drugstore theme, I just used my L'Oreal Lash Paradise, and I also applied a little bit of a NYX pencil liner in the lower lash line to sort of like complement the darker outer corner we have going on the upper lid. So I wasn't thinking when I did my lashes, because now I'm going to go over it with this primer water. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Wet n Wild Rose Primer Water over this, and hopefully it doesn't like melt it all off. I was kind of feeling like, because I had the concealer on and then like a bronze and a summery look, I felt like I was wearing like sunglasses outside and got tan, and then I had this yellow line, but I was able to take the Wet n Wild powder and sort of blend it into my blush, and now I feel like it is a little bit more cohesive and even, and it's not so yellow and then blush and bronzer. So that blended that out pretty nicely. Okay, let's go ahead and spray this and try to keep it out of my hair. If you keep that far enough away from your face, it actually does get kind of like a fine mist. So definitely don't hold this close, but if you keep it far enough away, it's a pretty good mist. I can't speak. Okay, so we have two things left. We have to do highlight and lips, and then we are all done. I went ahead and picked up the Flower Beauty Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette. This is not new, it's just new to me. I've been wanting this for a while, and so I figured it's about time to pick it up. So I'm not going to use this little brush, I don't think. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to mix these two shades, this one and this one right here. That's pretty. I really like mixing that and having that like pink reflect to it. Woo! Okay, you don't have to dip in very much into these. Holy cow. So I think I like that pink highlight with this blush. I think that complements it really well. Now I want to go in, let me find my brush. Okay, so for this look, I think I want to try using this pink, right here, this pink one right here for the inner corner highlight. You definitely get a lot of kickback with these. Okay, I like that. I think I'm going to go ahead and go over it with the lighter one. Do they have names? I don't think they have names. So I'm going to go over it with the whiter one to make it pop just a little bit more. That works really well. So now I'm going to use just this lighter shade for my brow bone highlight. You definitely want to kick off the excess. What do we think? That is really pretty and very reflective. I like that a lot. You can kind of a little bit, like I've been using my ABH one a lot, so you can kind of see it sitting on top of the skin. Just a little bit more, but I did go in pretty heavy-handed, so you could definitely use a lighter hand, and I think you'd get a really pretty like glow from within. If I would have thought this through a little better, I would have coordinated more like everyday natural look to go with this whole like no coverage tinted foundation thing, but at least we're sticking to cool tone. I picked up the CoverGirl Melting, what is it? Melting Pout Matte, and this is in the shade Made in England? No. Ballerina. I felt like this was a good cooler mauve tone. So this is a matte lipstick, and I probably should go in and line my lips first. Why do I smell like a little bit of like burning plastic? Okay, I like the applicator. It's easy to use, and this is really soft. I smell a mixture of like like grape or berry and melting plastic. But it's only like occasionally, like I get random like whiffs of it. So I think that is it for this look, you guys. Okay, so here is the final look of our full face of first impressions. How should I say this? Full face of drugstore first impressions. How does that work? Here's a little frizzy, whatever. I just wanted to run through these real quick, give you kind of my final thoughts on the first impression. I also wanted to mention that another thing that I did pick up was the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, which was finally in the store. I was so excited about that. But I didn't open it, of course, because I already have it. I just wanted to pick it up to throw into my giveaway, which I'm just waiting on one more item to come in the mail, and then I will officially announce the giveaway, because I have reached 100 subscribers. I'm so excited. Thank you all so much who are watching, who are here, who are liking and commenting. I appreciate you so much, and I can't wait to give away some goodies that I have kind of been collecting for that. So running through our products, first we used the Profusion Festival palette. The packaging is just like this little plastic, kind of like BH Cosmetics. I don't mind that too much. So I wouldn't travel with this because of, one, the size, but two, because it is plastic. I'd just be afraid of, I feel like the shadows are a little bit more likely to kind of break and crumble in plastic packaging, but I mean, maybe you have an awesome way of storing it. But it does have a really good variety of shades, I think. I like that we do have a lot of neutral tones in here, and that they're not all super warm, because we don't need all warm tone. There's so many palettes out there with warm tone transition shades. But if you do like that, you do have kind of this row of warm tone transition shades. And then we have a lot of just like kind of basic colors, which I think a lot of people would think is too much. But if you're like a beginner in makeup, I think this is like a really good palette to get started with. I wish we had a little bit more of like the darker tones of some of these other colors, but I still think like for pastel, let me show you a palette that this reminds me of in a way. So I feel like this palette has a lot of similar tones to, hold on, how do I do this? I always struggle with this, to the Carity Matte as far as like some of these pastel shades go, but this does have a little bit more of the darker tones in it, but then it also has some of the more neutral tones as well. So I think this is a great option for this if you've been looking at the Carity Matte, but maybe you're not as experienced in color and you want something a little bit more beginner friendly. I think this is a great option. And not only for that reason, but because it does have the shimmers, and like I kind of showed you, they are a very kind of basic shimmer. They just don't have they don't have as much dimension, where some shimmers, like you turn and it looks different in every single light because there's so much different reflex. But I do think they are still some good shimmers, and I don't think that they like layer over each other. But if you are just kind of like cutting a crease and laying down a shimmer, I think these will work really well for you. I don't have a lot of critique. I mean, it sounds like I'm really nitpicking in this palette here, but I think this was also $13. I forgot to say that. For $13, I think this is a great option. I will definitely use it again. Actually, I will do I'll do like a little like more neutral, natural kind of look, and I'll post a little short video on my Instagram. So if you are not already subscribed, if you're not already following me on Instagram, go follow me over there, and I'll do something a little bit more neutral, everyday tone with this palette. I don't know how to say that. I don't know. I think overall I like the variety of tones in this palette, and I think it's worth the money for sure. And then going into the Neutrogena Protect and Tint, this I'm just not sure about. My skin still looks fine. I just didn't see enough of the tint for it to make a difference. Like I would just, you know, $8, or I think it was like $8.74, $9 for this. I do already have moisturizers at that price point where you get more, you know what I mean? That's like literally all the ingredients it lists is the sunscreen ingredients, so I'd have to look more into it. But I'm just not sure why I would reach for this over my other moisturizers if I'm not, you know, if I'm going for a no makeup day. But I will try it out more and kind of see. Maybe I need to get a better shade. Maybe I need to get maybe I need to get a different shade, like the light to medium, to see more of something, you know. But I think this is kind of a thing right now where I feel like a lot of brands are coming out with a more moisturizing, lightweight, sheer product. This is my favorite one right now. It's the Workout Makeup Broad Spectrum. This has SPF 40 in it, and I actually really like this. It's by Clinique. This is very thin consistency, very comfortable. You don't feel like you're wearing anything, but it adds just like this perfect amount of pigmentation. So this is what I have been reaching for, and I'd probably continue to reach for this over this. But like I said, I just kind of need to look into more of the skincare side of it to kind of get more of a feeling of how it would feel, get more of an idea of how I feel about this product. Right now, don't hate it, don't love it. And then we have the Neutrogena Cheeky Wink. I really thought this was going to be a cream product. I'm really surprised. You can see it's kind of a very, sorry, my lighting, a neutral toned pink. I really like that because I don't really go for corals or peachy kind of blushes. I like more cool tone, and this is right in between there, so I think it would work for a lot of like lighter skin tones. I mean, I can't speak for darker skin tones, but I think this is a very natural. I think this Neutrogena line is obviously geared towards more natural makeup, but I definitely think that if you want a very, like, if you're new to blush, I think you'll really like this. And then the Maybelline City Bronzer and contour powder. I should look at the darker tones of this and see if they have a cool toned darker shade, because that would make a good contour. So I am really liking this so far. I love the tone of it. I love that it's a light bronzer, because that's just something that I haven't been seeing a lot, is a bronzer that's made for like fair to light skin. And in the summer I can wear some of the lighter bronzers, but in the winter I can't wear any of them. I look so orange. So I feel like the tone of this is actually really good. It's very like sun-kissed. I mean, I think people, because bronzers are so dark, they maybe go too dark with their bronzers. So I love this. If you have light to fair skin, you should pick this up, because you don't have to worry about being orange. You don't have to worry about going in too heavy-handed, and this is really great. The concealer, the Catrice Liquid Camouflage 12-Hour Concealer. What I can say right now is I'm really liking the way it's wearing, but I do want to test it out some more, try it with some different products and primers and powders, and then I will give you guys my full thoughts on that, because I do want to do a quest to conceal with this. So far, I'm actually really liking this. The Wet n Wild Rose Primer Water. So far, I'm really liking this. I like the scent of it. I like rose smells. And this is, I don't like the super like artificial rose. Like, I still like it. I'm not one of those people that hates rose, but this is more of like a natural rose smell, I would say. It's not like super perfumey. It smells like refreshing. So far I'm really liking this, because like I said, I have been liking to put rose toners on like right before I apply my foundation and concealer, and I just find that I've really been liking to put rose toners on like immediately before I apply my foundation and concealer, and I find that it just like evens out my skin, like not only like color wise but also like texture wise. I find everything just goes over the top of it so much better. Like, there's difference, like a major difference into the way the things apply to my face. So if you find that like maybe concealers or certain products aren't soaking into your skin and going on as smoothly as you would like them, try picking up a rose toner. I have a favorite right now, but I'm gonna save this for a video that's coming up, so I'll talk more about that then. So I'm going to keep using this and see if it compares to that, but so far I'm really liking it. I also think it was a good mist. Okay, so this is the Flower Beauty Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette. I am absolutely loving this. I love that you get the 3 different highlighters in here, and I feel like it's comparable to high-end highlighters. I love that Flower Beauty is so comparable to like high-end brands, but they're also maybe not necessarily priced at a drugstore price, but they're accessible in the same way that drugstore products are. I love it. I can't wait to get more use out of it and play around with it a bit more. A lot of highlighters that I have honestly don't work as well for inner corner highlights. I don't know if it's just like the way the light hits them, like kind of when they're sunken in by your eyes. This does give like that really pop of glow and like reflectiveness to the inner corner, so it's also a really great inner corner highlight. You don't have to build and build and build. It's just there and it blends out nicely, and it is sitting better on my skin since I set it. So this is definitely worth it. If you like a good strobing highlight, you should pick this up. I know this is a first impression, but I already love it that much. Okay, and then lastly, I think the CoverGirl Melting Pout Matte. I actually really do like this. I tend to not to like liquid lipsticks. I just don't like the way they dry down. I don't like the way they sit on my lips and enhance all the fine lines and everything. But this is a comfortable kind of a soft matte. It doesn't like dry down and shrivel up your lips, but it does settle into the lines a little bit. I think I would like to wear this with a good gloss. I think you get the pigmentation of the liquid matte, but then you can also have like the glossiness of a gloss. So I will definitely probably wear this again, which I normally wouldn't wear liquid lipsticks, just with the gloss over the top. And I think they have a really good shade range and variety of colors, so I want to go back and pick up some more of these. Okay, so this is coming to you before the end of the video, but I'm recording it after because I forgot to talk about the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. So far, I'm loving it. I feel like underneath my eyes looks softer than it does with the majority of the powders that I have. It does say translucent, but it does have a little bit of pigment to it, so I felt like it even gave me a little bit of coverage. But what I really liked is how well it covered my pores. That I normally just don't find in a translucent powder. Anytime I get like blush or highlighter in this area, it tends to really like enhance my pores there. So if I can go over it with this powder, smooth it out, and then go over the top of that with like a highlighter, I just think that leaves like the best effect on my skin. Like I said, I'll keep trying it out because who knows, I could change my mind. But for the amount that you get here, for the price point, and for, I mean, what I think of it so far, I think you should try this out. I think it's totally worth it, and Wet n Wild is just truly setting a new standard for drugstore makeup. I think they are doing so well. Like compared to even my Maybelline Fit Me, I will keep trying it, but right now I feel like it's sitting better on my skin than that one does. That one tends to be a little bit heavier. I think that's everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed kind of sifting through the drugstore products with me that have finally come to my store. I hope to do this again. I do have an Ulta like an hour and a half away, so I could try to get there. But like I said, mostly everything I have to order online. So I was so excited to actually be able to walk into a store and pick up a full face of products. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from me, don't forget to click the subscribe button down below. I hope you have a beautiful day and be the reason someone smiles today.